Imagine this. Donald Trump is facing a significant political challenge that could undermine his support base. But here's where it gets controversial. Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal has issued a stark warning that his tariff policies might backfire, with the costs falling squarely on American consumers. In an editorial published on Thursday, the paper's editorial board highlighted fresh inflation data that suggests U.S. producers are bearing the brunt of these tariffs, contrary to Trump's claim that foreign nations would foot the bill. The Bureau of Labor Statistics released consumer price data on Tuesday, showing that the Consumer Price Index, CPI, increased by just 0.2% in July and 2.7% year-over-year. This indicates that households haven't yet experienced widespread price hikes related to tariffs. However, the Producer Price Index, PPI, released on Thursday, tells a different story. It showed a more significant increase, climbing 0.9% in July, the sharpest monthly rise in over 3 years, and 3.3% year-over-year. This suggests that higher consumer prices are on the horizon. The Wall Street Journal points out that many U.S. companies have been absorbing these costs to protect their consumer prices. They entered the Trump tariff era with substantial cash reserves or wider profit margins, allowing them to temporarily shield consumers. However, the editorial board warns that this can't continue indefinitely. When companies divert funds to cover tariffs or pass on increased costs, they have less money available for reinvestment in their businesses or to return to shareholders. This situation, the board argues, creates a political problem for Trump and the Republican Party. Trump has promised voters that foreign countries would pay for his tariff policies. However, these price data suggest that the economy might have other plans. Americans could end up paying a significant portion of the tariff bill, either through higher prices at the checkout or slower wage growth. In December, Trump boasted in a post-election interview with NBC News that he had won on groceries, citing rising food costs during Joe Biden's presidency as a key factor in his victory. However, the Wall Street Journal's warning implies that Americans might soon face rising grocery bills under Trump's administration as well. Real average hourly earnings rose by just 0.1% in July, with no change in June. Over the past 12 months, real average hourly earnings increased by only 1.2%, according to BLS data. The editorial board concludes that if voters see rising costs without corresponding wage gains, Republicans could find themselves in a precarious political position. Republicans will make the same mistake as the Biden administration if they continue to tell voters everything is rosy while the evidence at the grocery store or Applebee's tells them otherwise, the board warns. This is the part most people miss, how economic realities can quickly overshadow political promises. What do you think? Will voters be swayed by economic data or political rhetoric? Share your thoughts in the comments.